We also traveled to a number of countries recently, because I'll confine myself to the recent, but when we engage, we can talk about other travels, and I'm more than happy to elaborate on those. We went to Ethiopia, where we attended the 36th summit of the African Union, which was themed around accelerating the FCTA, and at which, well, preceding that was a council meeting, African Union Council of Ministers, that Minister �W𝐻𝐻 is a member of the Bureau of. And at that summit, Botswana assumed its position as the second vice chair of the union. We had bilateral engagements, side meetings. One side meeting we had was with a special envoy from the president of South Korea. I'll leave Minister �W𝐻𝐻 to provide the details of that. But the long and short of it is, much as we exchange views on our values and positions, and they valued Botswana's, they also extended an invitation for Botswana to attend what they call the Korea-Africa Summit. I think in November, is it? Sometime later this year, in Korea, in Seoul. But we exchanged a lot of notes about our knowledge-based economy aspirations, and borrowing from South Korea, which has no natural endowments and is at the same age as Ghana in terms of independence, but they have really shot through. And so we really wanted to borrow from them and learn from them. But they did share some things with us that we will talk about another time. We also had a side meeting with the President of Namibia, His Excellency President Hage Gottfried Geingob. We had for the first time the delivery of something that I initiated when I had invited President Geingob in 2019 to open the 𝐼𝐒 Agricultural Show. And we mooted the idea of using our various or national identity cards as travel documents between our two countries. And now it's part of what's in our manifesto, and it really is part of what is in the agenda of the Namibian government. When we were in Marrakesh last year, Marrakesh in Morocco, at the Africa-US Summit, Business Summit, that was hosted by Morocco and Marrakesh, we met a certain gentleman. We actually sat on a panel together called John Oladije. He's essentially a solution provider to the healthcare system, but has expanded beyond that. He is huge. He's in Nigeria, he's in the US, I think in the UK, China, Indonesia, he's in Australia, New Zealand. He's a multi-billionaire. He's diversified, even in the agri space. And he's expressed a desire after we met, or he would want to come to Botswana. We had a business engagement in Dallas. Through BITC, they invite the private sector here to participate in this. And I asked John to embrace them and work with them. They are so elated. They say they're learning so much from him. And we'd want to extend the same to our private sector by media. And so we had a business engagement with the business persons of Dallas in the, as they say, the best barn in the US, owned by the Perot family. And we engaged with a number of companies across sectors, from solar engineering to infrastructure, etc. And we left our private sector thing to engage with them, and BITC to engage with them. So we went to Houston thereafter, to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. It's a 21-day extravaganza. We went to the livestock sector, and we saw exhibitions like we never believed we could see. But not only that, deposits, they were massive. So it was the quality of the genes that we were interested in. And because in Botswana we want to improve our gene stock, genetics, we want to improve the quality of our beef, we want to be the place to go to for all your answers in Africa for the quality of beef. We want to be the first place you go to for your needs in genetics, and obviously dipudilinku. We wanted to get as much of this as possible. So in the past, I convinced Minister Molao and his technocrats to buy semen, to buy stocks of semen. And they bought it in US dollars, and we resolved as a government not to charge for logistics, transport cost, no profit. They make it available to farmers here, convert it to pula. That's all.